podcasters. How are all you indie podcasters doing out there in indie pod land? Oh man, today is a day. I'm back after, I did an episode on Monday with Motivational Monday with Susie Chase. That was a lot of fun, but I definitely wasn't feeling as good as I feel good right now. I don't feel great yet. I'm getting there. Like my ear still, I'm still taking my drops, and I just took some ibuprofen because I ain't doing just one live stream today, not just 2 live streams today, but 3 live streams today. We're getting 2 back-to-back training Thursdays in, and then 6:30 tonight, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, you'll be able to see me hang out with Eric Hunley from Unstructured and talk about podcasting to YouTube and the success that he's had rocketing his podcast and his channel through the roof. So I'm excited to I'm always excited to talk to Eric, but I'm looking forward to talking YouTube and all that later today at 6:30. Right now on this first training Thursday, which this is abnormal, but we removed it from last week because I just was completely out of it last week. To today, we are going to be talking about podcast growth and with Heather Bayer, who I got to know way back in December 2014, at a little event hosted by Jared Easley of Podcast Movement and Lou Mangello of WW Radio. And I happened to sit next to this wonderful lady, and we hit it off, and a couple of us went we went to dinner, and we couldn't get a place because it was Saturday night in downtown Disney, and we ended up eating at T-Rex restaurant, which was annoying because it was very loud, but it was very memorable. So I'm looking forward to catching up with Heather and talking about podcast growth, because she has had a tremendous amount of success over the last nearly 6+ years of podcasting, and I'm looking forward to deep diving in and seeing what she sees and what we could do to help her here today. Good morning, Tim Gillette. Good to see you. I'm looking forward to speaking with you on this Saturday. I think it starts at 10 a.m. We'll be doing in case you'd missed it, the SEO for your podcast conference, which is taking place this Saturday. I don't have a scrolling thing. I messed up. I didn't put one in. I'll get one in a minute here. But this Saturday, 10 a.m. Go to indiepodcasters.com/virtual to learn all about that. There's only going to be 3 or 4 speakers for that one. But I'll be one of the speakers, and I'll be going over how to use Yoast SEO and answering questions and all that. So it'll be a pretty deep dive into SEO and what you can do to make it happen. Before I bring in our guest today on this first of 2 back-to-back doubleheader, I guess. It's now the baseball's back. Doubleheader training Thursdays. This episode is brought to you by Supercharge Your Podcast. Turn your podcast into your business. Build a stronger community. Make more money and gain more notoriety. Go to superchargeyourpodcast.com today. You get to work with me one-on-one, and in fact, I'm working with one of those Super Circle members tomorrow on their podcast. So I'm looking forward to doing that. Also, don't forget that if you want to get a free ride into the Super Circle, all you gotta do is go to indiepodcasters.com/tube, hit the subscribe button for our brand new YouTube channel. We're up to 21 subscribers, I think, right now. So there's definitely a pretty good chance that you might win if you go and hit that subscribe button. So looking forward to that. And so at this time, I want to bring on our guest for this training Thursday. Everybody, I need some super claps in the chat. I know it might be early where you're at, depending on where you are in the country, but I need some super claps in the chat for Super Heather Bayer. Woo! What is going on, Heather? It is so good to see you. And so I'm so glad that you've had so much success with your podcast in 6+ years of doing it. It's incredible.
Yeah, crazy. It's crazy. Actually, I started 7 years ago. I did Cliff Ravenscraft's course oh God, I can't remember. Can't remember what the name was of the course. Everybody, so many people did that course, and I spent, just up until recently, I was still using the same setup that he taught me on that course that I very painstakingly put together. But when we met, I'd done the 7 episodes in a year, which Cliff often he was talking about. Said, you get to 7 episodes. If you don't go beyond that, you're just not going to do it. And then I met you at that event in Florida, and there was some amazing speakers there. And I was just catapulted out of that event. And I have not missed a week since then.
Wow. I wish I could say the same. For like 5 years I was the same. I had to take a break last year, and part of this year I've slowed down. But you know what? The funny thing is this year my downloads are like starting to go through the roof all of a sudden. Which is crazy because like I said, I've released maybe 8 episodes this year of my Super Joe Pardo show, originally Dreamers podcast, and the downloads are going through the roof. I don't understand it.
Well, that is so great to hear, because I hear so much from others that I've encouraged to start podcasting, and they're saying, I've only done these few episodes and I'm not getting the traction. It's like, keep going. And you will get that audience. So I just published episode 347 yesterday.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Congratulations on that.
And in a niche, I don't appeal. My podcast is about vacation rentals, the short-term rental business. When I really started in 2014, I was the only person podcasting about it. There are now dozens of podcasts on short-term rental and Airbnb and how to make millions. And here you can ring that bell again, because I'm just about to hit 700,000 downloads.
No, actually, you get the celebration music there, because that is an incredible milestone that very, very, very few people get to even remotely see. I mean, even myself, I think my show has like is coming up on 160,000 downloads, and it's like, so very few people get to see that level of traction for sure. That's awesome. Congratulations.
Well, thank you. But what I've seen, and this is why I'm here, Joe.
Yeah.
The past, certainly COVID's had an impact, and in the early parts of it, I thought the downloads would go through the roof. Everybody's at home, but of course, people weren't. I mean, they were at home, but they weren't in the gym, and they weren't out in their vehicles going to their properties or traveling. So my downloads really took a dip back in January, February, but they've gone way back, February, March, they've gone way back up now. But I'm still seeing, I've got a plateau. I have this plateau. I'm not complaining that I, sort of averaging 14 to 15,000 a month.
Wow.
But it's not growing. And I am desperate now, to hit the million, and I want to hit it faster. So is that just being greedy?
No. I mean, look, if you're not growing, you're dying, right? Like that's the whole. I mean, it's life, right? If we're not growing and experiencing and impacting more, then we're shrinking, and if we're shrinking, that means we're dying. So because the other thing is now that you have so much more competition on the like out there, like are they getting the market share of the listeners? Like, and they might, people might listen to multiple different podcasts in that niche, but they're only going to listen to so many of them. So like you're trying to grab that mind share as much as possible. So let's talk about. So what do you think? Look, I know in the email or the form that you filled out, you were talking about like you were pitching the idea of like, do I create some shorter episodes? Now, how long are your episodes currently?
Just under an hour.
Wow.
I always hit sort of 53, 54 minutes, and it's either an interview. I mean, I think I've interviewed absolutely everyone in this industry in the last 7 years, and some of them, we're back on 5 and 6 reruns or interviews,
Yeah.
all on different topics. But yeah, so I manage that 53 minutes, and then I'll do a solo every so often. So sometimes it's a solo rant. I can go on a rant for 50 minutes. But I get the listeners for them. But what I see that, I look at 350 episodes and they're just all over the place. They're not really indexed. Somebody coming in, let's say somebody coming in and says, well, I want to start a property management company. I want to grow my business. And it's difficult for them to go in and find, what's in there out of that 350 episodes that's going to suit them. So we're trying to index them in some way. But I'd also like to, I know there is a real need for these sort of bite-sized episodes. And now I've just started my YouTube channel back up again and found StreamYard via you, which was amazing. And I am totally hooked on this platform. If I can, and I actually did my podcast yesterday, recorded it on StreamYard, pulled out the audio, which is being edited as I speak, and then I will post the entire video on YouTube. So
that's awesome.
That's my sort of first one. So I think my question is, if I to grow, I think I need probably another episode and maybe a shorter one, which is going to appeal to the audience that I don't have, that audience that doesn't want to listen to me for 50 minutes.
I mean, have you done any surveys to find out if like your listeners feel that way? Like that, like, oh, I would listen to more if it was more bite-sized.
So we have done a couple of surveys, but just haven't really had a huge response, from people, the diehard fans who go, no, leave it as it is. It's, I love you in my ear when I'm in the car or
phrasing there.
It is nice. It is very nice. And it's taken me a long time to to stop being humble.
I love it. No, I love it. So here's what I'm thinking, right? So I just searched up your right, not your. I searched in what was it? How to create a property management business? Was the example you gave?
How to be a short-term rental business.
How to create a short-term rental business. Let's see, Mashvisor, Guesty. So I think you're on the right path there. Okay, so there's your site, right? Vacation Rental Formula.
Yeah.
So you're on the first page. So what I would try to do is I would take the content you already have and create like an ultimate guide to doing that, and then interlace those podcast episodes into that guide, right? Mm-hmm. So now you're getting drive-by. So you could kind of combine that with like making 15-minute episodes, 10-15-minute episodes, and then interlacing that too. And then also I think I'm not sure if the platform you have available enables you to do like a playlist. Who are you using for your hosting?
Libsyn.
Okay, so I'm not sure if they let you do a playlist, but like if one of the players, I think maybe Pat's player, enables you to do that. I would are you using Pat's player? The
No.
Fusebox. So Fusebox is nice because it enables you to easily place your newest episode, or maybe even a custom episode, at the bottom of every single page. So like right now, like every single page on my website has this player at the bottom. So they can easily, and it, I mean, you can pay for it. There's a free version, a paid version. But like it just enables you to easily like put the newest episode, like bam, there's the play button. So I would look at doing something like that. I would look at putting maybe a playlist together and putting that in the episode. So it's like, oh, here's all the episodes categorized, and you don't even have to maybe not even do like a playlist as so much as just, like I said, interlace those episodes into like an ultimate guide kind of thing. Because like right now I see you here having, here's your 10 things, but there's no podcast episodes, right? There's zero play button right here. on something that you're hitting number one, like you're not number one spot, but you're hitting in the on page one of Google for. So like I would totally try to capitalize on this. I would put together maybe like an ultimate guide to vacation rental business, and make that like your playlist guide. Do you have a page for guides?
No.
That might be a thing that you can do, like these longer form posts and like call it the guide rather than just like, oh, here's like the 10, like
Yeah.
because like, people love the list, like top 10 ways that blah 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 is gonna happen, or you won't believe number 9. But like a guide where it actually like helps you have like this long form authority. And I would also put a player here in your sidebar as well. If you don't go with Pat's player down at the on every page of the newest episode, definitely look at getting the playlist, because like if I go to my blog here and go, let's see, launch a super circle. I think I might still have it there. So like there's a play button there, and then right here is the whole playlist of every single episode.
Oh, cool.
Of every single episode. And this is Hani Mora's was a smart podcast player. Simple Podcast Press. Simple Podcast Press is the one that I'm using for this site. So it basically takes Blueberry's PowerPress and gives it like a nicer looking player. And then on top of that, I have Pat's Fusebox like on the bottom of every episode, bottom of every single page. So yeah, so it's at that point you're just like you should be just tripping over downloads, like just if that's the goal, like that would be a great way to do it. Another thing I've seen with shout out to Icon Omar Zenhome, he would actually replay older episodes like he like during like Christmas time and stuff like that, because this is a daily show, the $100 MBA. And what I seen when he did it at least in the past was he would like do like a short like intro explaining like why I want this episode to come back up, because like after 300 episodes it falls off the RSS feed and people don't see it anymore, right? So his idea was like, oh well, I'll just do like a replay, because I think that these key episodes really need to be re-listened, should go back and listen to. So maybe take some of your episodes that you already have recorded, have your team like chop off 15 minutes of it and turn that into an episode, so then you're not having to re-record content. And now that you're at like 400 episodes, how many people of your listeners actually have listened to every single episode? Right? So it's like you don't even necessarily, not that you should put the whole thing on autopilot. I'm not saying that, because obviously people want new content, but if you can rehash some of that content that you've already created in a way that's like, hey, like here, even just like pre-recording like, hey, this is something that I think, and you add that as a second episode to the week versus like having to record another 15 minutes and then have that edited and blah, blah, blah. Like just go through your catalog and be like, I'm going to pick out like these 20 episodes and find 15, I want somebody to go find 15 minutes of usable audio. And then I'll just record like, hey, I wanted to reiterate this awesome point that came up back in episode 220 in case you missed it. Like, bam, here you go. And then likely, I don't think anyone's going to get mad at that you're doing a second episode, like another episode a week, because you release one a week.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like a second episode a week that's like a refresher on something that you might have said that they may have never even heard or don't remember hearing. I don't think anyone's going to get mad at that. I mean, maybe that one person is going to be the keyboard warrior. Be like, no, I'm not having this. I'm not happy about it. But by and large, I think that they would be. Some people might not even realize, honestly, if you just like put it out there, that a lot of people probably wouldn't even realize that they've heard it before. But I would be upfront. To me, like how I would handle it, I'd want to be upfront about it. Like, hey, look, there was these episodes, refresher episodes. I don't know, whatever you want. Come up with like a cute name for it, and call it, and bring it to light. And then you only have to record one intro, effectively, and then you pop that in front of like the refresher. It makes it simple. All of a sudden now you got twice. You're putting out another episode a week. and possibly, putting in more downloads because people were either gonna, and
Mhm.
that's the thing, you'll find out really quickly, like if people are resonating with it. Because I think the other problem that you might run into is by like, oh, I'm gonna talk about this for 15 minutes. Like, okay, well, now, like, did you just waste a topic that you could have talked for an hour on, and now you're like doubling up on the topic, like, versus just like, hey, I already created this, so like, here you go.
Yeah, I think what I'd had in mind was a sort of a variation on that. Was each week. So let's take the one that I just published on Wednesday, and it was a solo episode, but it was talking about complaints. We all make complaints, and it was in our industry we deal with a lot of people making complaints. The place isn't clean enough, and it wasn't as described, and the hot tub wasn't warm enough, and the weather was too hot, and there were too many bugs.
It rained every day in Florida. I don't know what to
Oh
tell
yes,
you. Like,
it rained every day. I paid all this money for this accommodation. It rained every day, and I want my money back. So we deal with this. So I did an episode solo, and I talked about the different types of complainer. You have the passive aggressive complainer, and the constructive complainer, and the serial complainer. And then I talked about what I call the 3 whats. Is how you deal with a problem. You define what's the problem, what's the goal, what's the goal of the person making the complaint. And I mean, this is true in any business. What's the complaint, and then what are the options? So I did those, and then I did a third list thing, and I thought, well, this would be cool. I could actually take those 3 little sections out independently and actually record them. But I was thinking I would re-record them, like do the 3 whats, make it a YouTube tutorial, for example.
okay. Mm-hmm.
And another one would be how to handle a serial complainer, but very short, but make it a YouTube video, but also use the audio for a shorter podcast. So I was thinking sort of along the same lines. What do you think of that?
No, I think that definitely takes another look at it. Um, yeah,
Because
no, I
I
yeah.
figured that people are they've got this 50 minutes, 55 minutes, whatever. I know when I listen to a podcast, I'm out walking, whatever. My mind goes. I hear something. My mind goes running off on, oh, what can I do with this? Um, I've been listening to so many streaming podcasts about StreamYard recently because it's my latest. It is my latest obsession. And so I listen to it, and I go off on this tangent, and then I come back. It's like, well, there's 20 minutes happened, and I cannot recall anything that I listened to in that last 20 minutes while my brain has been off on another topic. So, I do it. So I'm pretty sure other people do it. So it was just sort of stripping out those, the short things that people might want to go back to, and in a longer podcast they find it difficult to go back and find what they want. I'm talking to you and I'm thinking, I've got to go back and listen to this all over again because you've already given me some really good good tips and suggestions, but it's all gone. It's
Right, because you go. I know, I know. I do the same thing, Heather. We're very much the same there. I think that having an increase in downloads, I would say that one of the feedbacks I got early on with the Dreamers podcast when I went 5 days. Well, I mean, 5 days is a big difference from 2. But was oh no, Joe, you're outrunning how fast I can listen to them. And I feel like I'm falling behind. Now, with that said, I was producing between 30 to 60 minutes of content for 5 days a week. Like, yeah, like, and it was all edited and all that. Like now, like I could do that easily with StreamYard because I'll just show up, talk, and then repurpose, like send ding, 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 like sends it right off, and I don't even touch it, right? So it makes it a lot easier for me to do that now. I mean, if I could go back, like, and do it the same way, it would have been so much better, for me. But I think that I'd maybe a combination of those 2 things. Like you could potentially go 3 days a week if you did that your version of it, plus a rehash of those episodes, of those like key key ideas and key things, takeaways, just to like give a refresher. And then you never know, right? That actually might be like, maybe you do record an intro for each of those episodes where you talk about the number of the episode, and then you link it in the show notes, and like, bam, now all of a sudden, like, not only did they listen to that episode, I got to go back and listen to that whole episode because like I missed out on this.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, and that's one of the things. Like, so I'm doing that with I'm launching a new tech channel soon on YouTube called How I Use It. And it probably is mostly going to be done this way because I just don't have time to like, I'm not a 18-year-old kid with no job or anything with like, oh, I got a camera and I'm just going to come up with crazy things. And but basically it's all about how I use the technology to like better my life and all that stuff. And the thing I'm doing in it is I'm kind of recording it in like a vlog style where I'm referencing past episodes and all that stuff because like I want you to go back and like watch that episode and follow along with the story because it's really me trying to find tech zen. That's the goal. And find, because I'm really critical of the tech that I do use. So I think that there's a lot of people that would want that kind of take on it versus like, hey, here's the latest iPad and here's all the tech specs and this is the benchmark and like, but how does it, like, how do you use it in a way that makes sense and integrate it with the rest of the technology that you have? So like that's the market, like the niche I'm carving out for that. And I'm probably going to use StreamYard for it because honestly, like I was trying to record it with like a camera and my tripod and a table, which apparently is really hard to do because I'm tall. The table and the tripod, like I get the table raised up a lot if I'm gonna have a table in front of me. So I'm just like, you know what? Screw it. I'll just use StreamYard. I have a camera already set up above me. Like I could just switch between the two cameras. It's not a big deal. Live stream it and then bam, it's already on YouTube. And I don't, all I had to do, to me it would be so much easier. So but point being is that referencing piece of referencing those old episodes and letting people go back to those episodes and listening to the whole thing, I think would be really, really powerful. I mean, even if you just took those ideas and recorded an extra 15 minutes, like, oh, I'm just going to talk about this episode and some of the key takeaways and why you should probably go back and listen to that full episode, might be enough for you to just have that extra download, have that extra like person like, oh, you know what, and it makes it an easier decision to be like, oh, it's only 15 minutes, like I can listen to that at 2 times speed, that's only 7 minutes, like I can do that, no big deal. That's how, at least that's how I listen to watch YouTube videos. Everything's at 2x. So yeah, I think that would help you get to where you're going because you figure, okay, so if you're getting 14,000 downloads now, right? A month. So like if you added and that's with just 4 episodes a month basically, right? So what is that like per episode? 14,000. I mean, and it's not linear obviously because you have past episodes, so they're downloading old episodes and all that stuff as it is. But just in theory, like, okay, 3,500 downloads. So if you just if you times that by say 8, that's 28. You just doubled it. So potentially doubled it, and you might even could go further than that because again, people are going to go back to those old episodes, guided by it.
Well, the idea of having a playlist, the tech sort of passes me by because I spend so much time in my own business. There is so much software in our business. Just, yes. I mean, I could do an episode a week, and that was another thought of actually interviewing a vendor or a supplier of software every single week. A very short interview. I might pick up because I don't have sponsors. And that's another. And many
ding ding. I don't blame you. It's a pain in the butt.
Don't get me wrong. I want sponsors.
Well, you have enough download. You're getting the downloads to warrant it, especially in a niche like that, like an expensive niche like that.
Yeah,
like you should be making a cut.
I know, and I will get out and do that. That is just me saying, I've got to go. Oh God, I got to go and sell myself. I got to go and sell something. But I was thinking that this might work because everybody's out there saying, for our property management software, every company has a software that drives, so you go onto Airbnb and make a booking, and it appears on the owner's dashboard. But most property managers and owners may not use Airbnb, so they need software. So there are now, but what I didn't realize is, over 250 different softwares available for doing this.
Are you serious? Like that are niche to like short-term vacation rentals?
Yep. Yeah.
Wow.
Property management software is
so there must be
huge.
like literally thousands, because I mean there's plenty of ones that you could adapt to make it like work, like fit the mold kind of thing.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Yes. It is. I mean this industry.
Heather, you are missing out. These people will probably pay you good money to get in front of these people.
I know. So that's probably.
And you know what? Hold on. Shame on them for not reaching out to you already and saying that. Shame on them. Like they are missing out. Like 250 companies are dropping the ball. They are missing out on a huge potential to reach a market that actually is going to use the software that they make. Man. That's frustrating. The business person in me is frustrated. Just thinking about that.
You've just motivated me to reach out again. I just have an issue. I've been doing this, just giving, and I don't just podcast. I've got the blog. I do webinars. I'm speak at conferences around the world, and I don't sell myself at all. It's just, hey, help, don't sell. But it comes to a point where you think, maybe, I mean, I have a property management company myself. I'm CEO of a property management company. We have 160 properties up here in Ontario that we rent out. I love that. You can stop now.
Oh, come on. No, it's awesome. That is awesome.
But I think you're motivating me now to go out and go to these people and say, hey, you are missing out on this massive audience. Because I've had people on the show who've then said afterwards, it's 3 years later and I still get people coming to me because they've listened to your podcast. So yeah, those are the ones I should be saying, okay, time you upfronted with a little bit of money.
You get yourself a couple, at least to pay, and if nothing else, to like pay for your time and the service that you're providing. Like, you're not going to maybe make $1 million on it, but to at least more justify what you're this, because this almost sounds like a hobby for you, like a passion project that you're like, I already got in my business, and they're like, this is cool because I love what I do, so like I'm just basically sharing what I do. And by the way, it people resonate with it, and it's getting thousands and thousands of downloads a month.
That's exactly what I do. But the time is coming. The time is coming. I've got to give up something. I don't want to be operational in my property management business anymore. I've got enough staff to run that for me. So maybe I just now can turn over. And maybe, that was it. I've 7 years. It's a 7-year itch, Joe. I'm about to make the change.
Yeah, hey, I don't blame you. I absolutely love it, and can fully appreciate the fact that you did this out of I kind of knew that because like I vaguely remember our conversation from 6 years ago. But I think that sponsors are definitely a way of doing that, and then consulting for these other companies, right? Like obviously you've done it and you've been successful at it. You've been successful at it to a level where you can create a platform talking about it without even monetizing it in that manner for all this time. So like, what the heck? Why not? I mean, you're already speaking in front of other people. So I mean, and if you need help with your building a media kit, let me know. I'd be happy to help you with that.
I need to to pick more of your brains and get into one of your circles of some sort. And because there's, I mean, you mentioned at the outset that who are you talking to tonight at 6:00?
Eric Hunley.
Eric Hunley. Now I need to listen to that one.
Yes, the YouTube thing. We'll be geeking out about YouTube for sure. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it because he, and it's funny because Eric Hunley is not big on the whole camera thing. Like I remember him being very anti-camera to me, like because we talk a lot, and he's like, no, I don't want to be in front of the camera. Like I just want to do my podcast and and make a difference, but I don't need to be in front of the camera. And like then he started doing it in front of the camera, and he still is adverse to it, but he's starting to like make real big inroads with his niche. So and I've seen his podcast evolve because of that, because he's had more instant feedback through the YouTube community because like podcasting is basically building an island, right? Like you're building the island from like the ground up versus like, oh, I come to YouTube Island and like there's already people here. There's people of all different shapes, sizes, colors, and backgrounds and interests and all these different things. And when you're building a podcast, it's like you're like, yeah, I'm building the island. Like I got to put the ground down, and then we'll start talking about like grass and like trees, and then we'll talk about like maybe some huts, and then eventually maybe we'll have buildings if we grow it big enough. And it's a really taunting task. I forget who I was talking to. Somebody, who was I talking to about how like with. I think it was last night I was talking to Samantha Riley, and she was like, or I was like, at least with YouTube, there's a goal, right? Like, hey, if you meet this number of people viewing and you meet this many subscribers, you're going to just naturally start to make money through their ad revenue program. Like, you might not get outside sponsors, you might not sell T-shirts, you might not sell books, you might not sell anything. But at least there's a goal of like, okay, at least I'm making something back on the return, like returning on all of the equipment, all of the time, all of the effort to edit these things and make it a thing. Or in my case, find ways to not edit it and just go ham on it. So I think there's a big opportunity there for podcasters who maybe aren't necessarily know where their niche is just yet, or they're trying to find themselves, because at least like if they can build that following, like, hey, there's a goal, like you get 1,000 subscribers, you get 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours in a month, I believe it is. Boom, all of a sudden you're gonna start making a couple of bucks, to make it worth your, to help make it worth your while, or help justify it at the very at the very least. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to that episode tonight as well. It should be fun. 6:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, that is, with me and Eric Hunley here on the IndiePod Daily Show. So yeah, Heather, I think that's really a big thing on your part, not just the downloads, because like the downloads are great. I mean, but it's how many people are listening, right? So like, I think that putting together a 15-minute episode might be that gateway drug that you could use. I also think doing more in the search, building some guides to get like that opportunity. Because even just looking at like, okay, let me pull my screen back up here. So I think I seen one that said guide. Okay, an investor's guide to, what is it? Just an investor's guide. Starting a vacation rental business, an investor's guide. Let's see. This isn't even that long. Like, what the hell? What is this? This is almost nothing. So you look, and we'll talk more about this on Saturday during the SEO thing. Like, they're in the zero position because they wrote out step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, and they just like, they made it easy for Google. So Google was like, you get the top spot. This hasn't even been updated since 2018, right? So I mean, these are the things where it's like, if you can get in front of. Oh, see, yeah, they did the same thing, right? Step 1, 2, 3. But this still all seems pretty, I don't know, glossy.
Yeah, it doesn't get it. I've seen these, and they don't get right into the meat of it. But I'm wondering whether do people want that? Am I talking to such a narrow niche here? Those people who actually want the meat of it, but rather than those who just want to say, "Oh, I want to make $1 million starting up an Airbnb business."
Hold on, let's search that. I want to make $1 million.
Oh, I know who comes up here.
An Airbnb business.
Oh yes.
Okay.
You won't find me. You won't find me in there.
Well, I mean, YouTube is the second largest search engine in the world. Let's see. Well, just for comparison's sake, let's see. So, to 3,000 subscribers, how many views? This only has 324 views. Heather, you could get that just by putting out literally a video to your subscriber base and get more views than this thing. Let's see. What's the second one? Okay, 4,100, and he has 107. So he okay. So is this the guy you were expecting?
Yeah.
Okay. I still think that with your podcasting success, you make the jump to YouTube, you could definitely make some inroads there, for sure. This I don't know about this. This is kind of like an anomaly, but yeah. But so what I was going to say about the guides, right? So you build the guide, and then what you do is you put those podcast episodes in there, so you'll get your more downloads, you get the more play buttons in there. But the other thing that you'll do is eventually you take those YouTube videos, put those YouTube videos in place, right, as you re-record them and all that, and you also link to a bigger, like, hey, like, here's step 3, right? And step 3 is blah blah blah, and you write like a nice couple like 2 paragraphs, 3 paragraphs about that. You put your YouTube video, you put your podcast for them to listen to, that's related to that, and then you put like, hey, do you want to get more of this? Bam, like. That could either go to your lead magnet, or that could go to another post that you have that goes really in depth in just what step 3 is talking about, right? So it gives you that opportunity to like have more links, and then go have them give yourself a better bounce rate. Are you familiar with bounce rate?
Oh yeah.
I figured you would. I just figured I'd ask, but and for anyone that doesn't know, it's like people that go to your site and then bounce off of it, like just they leave like as soon as they get what they want. So that's an opportunity for you to like get them to go deeper and dig deeper into the site as well, and like go deeper into those steps. So that's one of the things that like I did with I did a ultimate guide to starting a podcast in 2020. And for me, like, it definitely has helped get more traffic to the site, to the indie podcaster site. So yeah, I that's something that I would definitely look at doing is the guides, like maybe even just take this and expand upon this with some, putting some podcast episodes into each one of these, and like under each of these headings, and then linking to posts that you have that are just like dedicated to that, like dedicated to
this
like,
is
what do you
this
have
is
for
great.
writing?
It's
a web. You just like like
just having this opportunity to sit and talk through this and is just phenomenal.
Well, thank you.
Well, it is, no matter, no matter how long you've been out there doing this and how many downloads you've got, whether that really actually means anything, there is always so much else to learn, and getting somebody else's perspective on it that's why coaching is, getting a coach is just an amazing thing to do.
I would agree. And if you want to coach, you should totally go to superchargerpodcast.com where you get to work with me. Yes, seriously, not and pun and non-pun intended. I don't know if that's a pun, but no, I agree, because you get this outside perspective of somebody that's looking and doing those searches, and that's why I wanted to do Training Thursdays, was to bring people on. Not that like I'm the greatest ever. Like, that's one of the reasons. Like, even on Fridays, like free ride Fridays, like I'm doing the Google searches sometimes to figure out what the answer is, because I don't necessarily know what the answer is, but I know how to find the answer, or I know the people that know the answer because I have a big enough network to do that. So, and that's one of the things of like just being open to like figure out what you're doing. And I know there's things I could be doing better for sure. Because like a lot of this stuff is easy to point out and say, oh, just do this and this and this and this, and then see what the results are. But like obviously it takes time. So unless you have a team helping you do those things, like, okay, I have to balance like how much of this stuff, rabbit holes can I go down versus, getting stuff done. That has to be regularly done.
Yeah, tell me about it. I'm very fortunate. I have the most patient spouse in the world, who edits all my podcasts.
Oh wow, okay, yeah, that is patience. That's love. That's true love there.
Oh, he's really good at it. He does tell me that that there's times when words will creep in that really should not be there, and. And he said to me once or twice, he said, do you ever listen to these after I've edited them? It's like, no, I know you do a fantastic job. He said, maybe you should. He said, how do you know I'm not leaving one of your F words in there?
You should do you mention that in your show? Does your audience know that your husband edits the show?
Probably not. No,
you should mention that. You should sprinkle that in a little bit here and there, because it's one of those tail things, right? Like that people will pick up on that are listening to like every episode, and they'll like it's like it's almost like a B story or a C story, right? Like, oh, I'm gonna drop this F-bomb, and like I'm leaving it in there so that my husband can what's your husband's name?
Phil.
So Phil can, what you do is you start like mentioning Phil's name, but then don't mention it that's your husband. And like over time, like you kind of allude to it. And like I said, it builds that BC story that gets people just hooked. Like that's one of the reasons they're there, right? That you've told me people already are listening to the show because they love having you in their ear. Though I think you said make love in their ear, which again I said phrasing. I think that's what you said. So there's like phrasing there is not great. But it's one of those things where it's like it just creates that side story that keeps people coming, not just for that the lessons that you're bringing to the table, but the entertainment value aside from you just being entertaining, right? Like I'm telling you, it does magic. It's one of the reasons I listened to WDW Today for like 10 years, because it wasn't just about the Walt Disney World education that I was getting. It was about the side stories, like you pick up on like what's going on in their lives, like what's going on with their wives or the dog, or you pick up these. It's not like they got to go into a 20-minute diatribe about their life, but you just sprinkle it in over the course of like a big arc of the show, and people will resonate with that even more than they already do.
Well, I went out to look at a new property the other day, because we go and inspect all our properties before we put them on our listings, and it was a realtor who I've known for a number of years. He came to I was running a conference a few years ago, and he came to the conference as he was starting out. And he said, I'm at this conference because I've been listening to your podcast and I feel like I know you. And I went to see him the other day. It was like 4 years on. Haven't seen him for that long. And I took my sister. We were having a girls' day out and went to see this property. And she was my helper with the Matterport camera, going around doing all the camera work. And I introduced him, and he said, I know your sister. He said, I know you guys. I know what you do. I feel like your family, and that I absolutely loved. I mean, I have a sort of little bit of a trademark, is that up here in Ontario we talk about the weather constantly. Always talk about the weather. It's snowing. There's nothing non-extreme about the weather here. Currently we're in a heat wave, and then I'll talk in the winter about the cold, the Siberian cold. And I know we're not far above you, but we do have it a little bit worse than you do.
No, you do. You do. I absolutely. I know it sucks. I wouldn't want it.
I meet people at conferences, and it's just like, so what's the weather been like?
No, so
But,
that's
but
awesome.
you're absolutely right. I think it's so important that you do, you share a little bit of personality. And I'll give you something to ring the bell, because I'm going to do I will mention this in the podcast in 2 months' time, that I hit my 40th wedding anniversary
Oh,
on
that's awesome! Congratulations.
in September, and I might even invite my editor onto the show. I might.
Ah, yes, yes. So this is a perfect time to start sprinkling in Phil's name
Yes.
and mentioning your editor and pulling the curtain back, like I said, just a little bit to give people something like a B story, C story to follow. Yeah, no, it's perfect. It's perfect.
But I love it. I mean, I know your story. I mean, we met briefly.
Yeah,
I say
yeah.
briefly. We sat together for that day.
The
We
whole
went out to dinner
day
that
went.
night.
Yeah.
So it was so great. Just enjoyed that. I enjoyed meeting you, as you said right at the beginning. We sort of clicked, and
Yeah.
I've followed you over the years, so I know all about you, because I know about your family. I know every time you have babies, and and
Hopefully
all
that's
this,
it. That's done. Hopefully that's it. We're done there.
and all the stuff that you've done with the podcasting, and I think it's just really important that when we're out there doing this, that we do share something personal about ourselves, because that makes the connection and the relationship.
Yeah, no, it really does. They will feel like they know you, and all that. Like yeah, it's awesome. It's a great way to just and I think some people overdo it. I mean, unless the whole intention of your show is to literally vlog-ish or logging your life kind of thing. But I think that there's a a good way of storytelling to sprinkle in
Mhm.
these little pieces, to get people to keep listening and keep wanting to know, like, what's the next thing, or when are they going to bring up that thing again. So yeah, so Heather, well, we gotta wrap up here in a little bit, because I have my next training Thursday coming on. Assuming I haven't gotten a message back from that person. Oh, my. Here you go. Here's a story. While I went to the doctor the other day for my ear, I found out that they do antibody tests for
Yeah.
COVID-19. So I was like, oh, I'll get one done. Why not? Like, we were in Disney World at the time, which is shut down, where two people died, like, literally weeks after they left, or when they were there during the time we were about there. And a paint came back negative. So I guess I haven't had it. Ding ding, I guess. I don't know. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but yeah. So Heather, how can everybody get in touch with you and reach out to you and learn more about the vacation rental formula?
Well, if there's a lot of people out there doing short-term rentals right now, it's massive business. So yeah, you can get in touch with me at vacationrentalformula.com and Heather at vacationrentalformula.com. I was formerly we're trying to reduce this name somehow. I would love to have vrf.com, but
Ah.
but also Heather at cottageblogger.com, which was it still is my email address, the one I've had for years. I started blogging in 2005, so as cottageblogger.com.
Yeah, getting those 3-letter domain names is hard.
Yeah.
Is somebody actually have it? VRF?
VRF. Yes.
VRF.com.
I haven't looked for a long while.
Click here to buy. You could buy it. It's probably like $10,000, $20,000, but because I know we tried to buy Pardos.com back in the day, because we had Pardo Truck Service or PardoTruckParts.com, and they were like, we were like, oh, we'll give you like $3,000 or something, $4,000 for it, and they were like, oh, we don't even start the conversation until it's get to like at least 10,000, to take it seriously. And my dad was like, yeah, no, we're not doing that. Though in hindsight, I kind of wish we did, because the internet's not going away.
I know. Years ago, we ran a company in England called Clearwater Holidays, and I let that go. It was Clearwater. I had
Uh,
clearwaterholidays.com.
as in like
And
Clearwater, Florida.
well, it was actually clear, it was rentals up here in Canada, but we were Clearwater
Oh,
Holidays. But we could have, oh gosh, if I'd hung on to that one, clearwaterholidays.com for a Florida company. Wow.
yeah,
I just
yeah.
let it go.
Yeah, yeah, but you also never know, right? Like, I mean, with that said, I have like over. I think we talked about this on a previous episode where I have like over 50 domain names,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
it's getting a little ridiculous, Joe.
And it gets a little expensive too.
Well, yeah, because now they're like 17, $18 a year, and it's like, okay, well, you like, okay, I got 10, all right, $180, no big deal, right? It's for a year, but then he's like, okay, I got 50 of them, like, yeah. So I'm gonna let some of them go, even though I don't really want to, but I'm not trying to squat and sell them necessarily.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, it stinks. So everybody definitely reach out to Heather if you are looking at getting your vacation rental home to be rented out. It's something I might be interested at some point in the future. So we gotta get some debt straightened out first, and then we'll.
Well, that's it. Just see how your housing market goes. If you don't know what's going to happen in your future.
Yeah,
We're like, so I have to share this one with you because
yeah.
it made me laugh. Maybe it won't appeal to everybody, but it said being in Canada is like being in the apartment on top of a meth lab.
I've heard that one before. I honestly I don't blame you because it is really nuts here. Talking with Sam in Sydney, Australia last night. She's like, "Yeah, we haven't been getting much American news lately. It just seems like everything like they're just kind of focused on what's going on down here right now." And I'm like, yeah, no, it's probably for the best because like things are just crazy here. It's not good, and it's about to get a lot worse if the experts are to be believed. So,
Yeah.
which sucks because it's basically taking life away from us, from people who are trying to do the right thing and stay socially distanced. It's you're just robbing us of years. So like you're robbing my kids of getting to go to Disney World again because like
Mhm.
Dom has got the reactive airway disease, and yeah, it sucks. It totally sucks. This
Yeah.
it's not
Yeah,
great.
and it doesn't look like our borders are going to be open this side of this year.
Yeah, probably not. I think we'll be lucky if we get them open by next year. And I mean, assuming if we get a vaccine, that would be cool.
Yeah,
But I don't
but
know
it,
that
it,
that's the ultimate answer either to the economy that's been ravaged because people gotta
yeah,
work for money. Like, yeah. When things are right, yeah. Like this is a extraneous circumstance here. This isn't a make believe thing that we're just pretending.
yeah, and
So
I get to have to stay here for the winter. This is big stuff. I've got to stay in Canada for the winter instead
when's
of
the last
spending
time you had to do that?
about 7 years ago. We just go
Oh,
to Arizona or Alabama or Florida once. But yeah, we are down south for the entire winter, but not doesn't look like it for next year. But anyway, I can sit at home with my fire going and sit in Siberian temperatures and redo my podcast.
love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Because yeah, winter will be here sooner, sooner than we realize, unfortunately. Heather, thank you so much for coming on this Training Thursday on the Indie Pod Daily Show. It's been an absolute pleasure. I'm glad that we finally got to connect, and I don't want to wait 6 more years before we get to chat again because that's just it's criminal.
Oh, well, I want to get down to the indie podcast conference
Yes, we
when
well
it's
the
when.
when it's safe to. Yeah, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. I'm actually talking. I'm in talks right now of possibly changing the format of what we were doing because we were gonna have a tent in my backyard. You probably heard I was doing a
Yes.
tent in my
Yeah.
backyard, but it's actually getting kind of hard to get a tent right now because the restaurants all are taking over
Yeah.
the tents because they're trying to survive. So actually like one part kind of feel guilty about taking a tent away from a potential business that could use a tent and all that. So we might actually do a more intimate setting than just a live stream like we're doing right now and have done with all the free ones. Tim says Virginia is nice in the winter. So I've heard. That's why Disney wanted to put a park there for a while back in the 90s. So yeah, so I'm actually in the works of figuring out what that might look like, so I could give more constant attention to the people that actually attend versus just like I got these people and I got people live streaming and all that. So I think we might be making some changes and potentially doing some refunds to those people that have already bought tickets so far. So Heather, thank you so much. If you've gotten anything out of this episode of the IndiePod Daily Show, please share it with a podcaster in your life. And if you'd like to work with me, Super Joe Pardo, go to superchargeyourpodcast.com and go check out the Super Circle and everything that has to offer. I'm looking forward to working with the next person, literally starting 2 minutes ago, so I need to get in the room. So, Heather, take care, everybody. I'll see you in like 2 minutes.
Thanks, Joe.
Thank you.